This is where everything quietly starts to go wrong. Nothing looks intense yet. No raised voices, no panic, just a normal conversation inside a store. But this is the moment people underestimate. When authority steps in calmly, most people think they can talk their way through it. And here's the shift. She agrees to talk. No hesitation. No pause. At this moment, she doesn't realize that one small decision, choosing to speak instead of stepping back, can shape everything that follows. Because once you start talking under pressure, it's very hard to stop the direction things are heading.
Hello, can I speak to you? Yeah. Perfect. You have somewhere in private?
Let me call you back. All right. We can step out front if that's okay.
Do you have a separate office or anything like that, or is this just... Okay, can we go step on here? Okay, yeah, perfect, that's fine. Okay, I'm Officer Torres, Eustis Police Department. Okay, this is Officer Johnson. Okay, we're over here investigating a theft. Okay, so before I ask any questions or anything, I'm going to read you your rights. Okay?
Okay.
Sounds good? All right, you have the right to remain silent and to refuse to answer questions. Anything you say may be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to consult an attorney before speaking to the police and to have an attorney present during questioning now or in the future. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you before any questioning. If you wish, you can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand each of these rights I've explained to you? Mm-hmm. Okay. How are these rights of mine? Do you wish to talk to us now?
Yeah, because I'm alive.
Okay, perfect. So we are here investigating a theft that occurred, okay, with one of your clients that you helped with a phone, okay? It's an older lady. Her name is Paula, or Polly.
Oh, I work at a phone store, so I can't.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I guess it was earlier today. I have to read her statement. She said that she came in here for a phone problem, saying that she cannot download any apps, okay? She said that you told her that she has to get a brand new phone because I guess you can't put a SIM card in or some type of card to help her have more storage. So she said that she gave her your phone. She stepped outside to smoke a cigarette, and that you went through her phone, went on Cash App, and sent her $400.
Her phone is right there. She did if that's the customer I'm thinking, she talking about she did a trade-in.
Yes, but I'm talking about you going through her phone on her Cash App to send you $400.
No, I didn't do that.
Okay. Well, do you have the picture?
Yeah.
It's honestly just good to come clean, okay? No, there's no need to lie. I got all the probable cause and evidence to prove otherwise.
So this is what she's showing us that was on her phone from her Cash App. All right. Would you agree? I'm saying.
Yeah, that's me.
That's you.
That's
Okay.
you.
All right. Confirming. This is what was sent from her phone to your Cash App.
And it shows.
Cash App.
All right, and it shows right here. Paula Tills, which is our victim, payment received.
All right.
From her.
And I didn't receive that.
You did. There's $400 that went to your bank account on Cash App. 466. Okay. You already had $66 before that.
I didn't even see that come in.
You're the one that did it, so I just.
I did. You can watch our camera. We have cameras in here.
This is your MO. I already looked up your jail history. Okay. You've been arrested for, you can tell me, fraudulent use of a credit card, identity theft, all the above. Okay. Probable causes, that's exactly what you just did. Okay. I'm going to go contact my supervisor, and we'll go from here, okay? Are you the manager?
Yeah, I'm the district manager.
Okay, perfect. I'll talk to you out here. I'm not sure if you already heard us our conversation or not. Okay. So, her name's Kayla, right? Kayla? Okay, so we're here investigating a theft that occurred. Okay, so the complainant called in, okay, saying that she went to the store for a phone problem. I guess there was no not enough storage on her phone to download apps that she wanted, or she needed help downloading apps. She told her that she needs a whole new phone to do so. And I guess I'm not exactly what the policy is or how phones work, but she said she needs to get a whole new phone. She's like, okay, no problem. I guess the complainant gave Kayla her phone. She came out here to smoke a cigarette, the complainant, and while doing so, Kayla went on her phone, went on her Cash App, and sent her $400. Actually, more than that. $400 actually went through, and it was processed, access. I think she tried $500 another time. Okay. Which is really silly because her Cash App has her whole face on it.
So you guys have confirmed this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you know when this took place?
When? It happened today. Cash App's time is weird. It said 9:18 p.m. Obviously, it's 7:21. But she gives the address. We confirm.
Yeah, this is where it shifts. You can hear it in the tone. The officers aren't asking anymore. They're presenting evidence, screenshots, transaction details. This isn't a conversation. It's a narrowing path. And this is where most people make a critical mistake. They try to deny while the evidence is already visible. Psychologically, that comes from panic. When the brain feels cornered, it doesn't think strategically, it reacts emotionally. You've felt this too, Dai, when something goes wrong and your first instinct is to defend yourself immediately, even before thinking it through. But here's the problem. Once your words don't match what's already proven, trust breaks instantly. And once trust is gone, control over the situation starts slipping away.
She showed us the screenshot of the Cash App. We looked her up on LCSO website, and this is her MO. Fraudulent use of the credit card, identity theft, so on and so forth.
Is she getting arrested
Yes.
right now?
Not at this moment. I'm going to contact my sergeant. I'm going to let him know what's all that's happening, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Okay.
Am I able to speak to her?
Of course. Just give me 1 second, okay? I'll let you speak to her. Alrighty. I'll be right back. Okay.
That's my district manager, my boss.
Yes.
She's been here all day. She was even here when the lady came. We was all in the front. She was standing good. If she pulled up the camera, she was standing right there. We got a store full of customers.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure who else would go through her phone besides you.
Me and her both were, I'm not saying she did it, but we were both doing her devices. We both helped the lady.
Okay. Are you willing to send the complainant back, the victim back her money?
Yes.
All right, let's go ahead and do that. Once she does that, when she's doing that, I guess the district manager wants her to close out her stuff for the job.
Okay. I was asking her, did she want, because we didn't know what was going to happen. So I asked her, did she want me to close?
Yeah, and I think that's what she wants you to do. Yeah, so if you could stay 10-12 with her, I'm going to call the victim back.
Okay.
To see what she wants to do now.
Okay.
All right? Then we'll go from there. But I want to make sure you're sending
Yeah, I'm
it
trying
to
to see where it came from. P-T-I-L. What is that? 2 L's? 1 L? 3 L's?
Yep, Paula, Tillis. Yep.
She'll put her stuff in her car.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's right out the back door and everything.
Whoever's gonna come pick up the car.
Do you want me to wait here till they come get the key?
No, I believe my mom and got an extra key.
Howard, Joe, what time
Howie, 12.
is it? 4812, 428, Juliet Tango, X-ray, Mike 01.
Y'all gonna have to
Green
come
Pass
get
the
my
car,
car
get it.
because I'm being arrested.
1929.
They say theft. A customer that came in here today, well, he had a store full of customers. Even my boss been here all day. My boss was the one who been helping me with the transaction. No, my boss, there's nothing to tell. My boss is standing right there. She's the one that helped me with the transaction. I don't know this.
I'll take the keys.
No, I'm gonna take.
I'll give them to your manager. That's fine.
No, those are my keys for my car.
Oh, they're gonna stay in here, or we're gonna?
No, I'm gonna take them with me.
Are you gonna take these with you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, those are my car keys.
No, this decision changes everything. Notice what happens here. She agrees to send the money back. On the surface, that feels like fixing the problem. Like, maybe this can still be resolved. But in reality, this moment carries a different meaning. Returning the money doesn't erase what already happened. It confirms awareness. It signals that something needed to be corrected. This is a tough psychological truth. When consequences begin, people shift from denial to damage control. But by then, the situation has already moved forward, and that's the part most don't realize. Once an action crosses a certain line, you're no longer deciding if there are consequences, only what kind.
Confrontation?
No.
Like I said, that would have been the best scenario for you, but unfortunately, all right.
Police went to the victim's residence, where she told officers she wanted the suspect arrested and her money returned.
Tase the hell out of her when you get there.
That is weird.
Yeah, because normally if they're asking you to switch out your phones and stuff, they'll ask you to delete or reset your own phone, and she never did. Okay.
Nope, she did not.
Okay, so one question for you, okay?
Yeah.
What would you like to be done?
I want my money back.
Okay. There you go. Would you say, I'm assuming you want to prosecute?
Yes.
If she is found?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Alrighty, well, we'll be right with you, okay?
All right.
Just hang on for that. Okay, I'm gonna get you a statement. Use this 57, like you show them. Okay, like 10:15.
I can tell you my code.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
You've been cooperating with us, so
And you can just
Ma?
hit mom. Yeah.
Hello.
Mom, my car is in the back.
Okay, but so what happened?
The lady say I cashed out myself, but me, my boss, and we had a store full of customers. She was standing right there the entire
Wait a
time.
minute. So okay, but if ain't no proof, you cashed out yourself her money.
That's what she said. When all I was doing was setting up her devices.
Okay, but wait a minute. So did it show that you cashed out yourself?
Yeah, it was on my cash app.
Okay, well then you did that.
No, I did not.
How? Taylor, that don't even make no sense.
Excuse me, ma'am. This is Officer Torres, Eustis Police Department.
Yes.
Hello, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Your daughter's gonna be arrested for theft. Okay. I mean, it just. I know. Yeah, I'm sure you understand. It just. What she's telling you makes no sense. She went through the victim's phone, went onto her cash app, and sent herself $400. Okay.
Okay.
All right. But I guess she tried $500 after that, but that's when the bank declined that because they thought something was fishy. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, but she did send the money back to the victim. Okay. But the victim was very, you know, she said if the suspect was apprehended, then she wants them to go to jail. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So that's all that we have. Okay.
Okay.
She'll be able to call you back in the jail. I think they can give her 3 numbers to contact with. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right. Do you have any questions for me, ma'am?
No, thank you.
All right. Bye bye.
Can you
Yes.
for charges.
Yeah.
For charges.
I'll let you know at the jail. Okay.
This is the part that stays with you because it didn't have to end this way. Look at how quickly everything unfolded. A normal work day, a routine interaction, and then within minutes, handcuffs, a call to family, and a completely different reality. This is what pressure does. It compresses time. It turns small decisions into permanent outcomes. And here's the real lesson. Simple, but hard to follow. If you ever find yourself in a moment where you feel pressure rising, where something feels off, rushed, or uncertain, then pause. Because panic creates bad decisions, and bad decisions don't stay small. If you're in a position of trust, handling someone's phone, money, personal information, then every action carries weight, even the ones that feel invisible in the moment. And if you're being questioned, then understand this. Talking isn't always control. Sometimes silence is. Sometimes stepping back is. Because once a situation reaches this point, you're no longer shaping the outcome. You're reacting to it. What makes a situation powerful isn't just the arrest, it's how ordinary it started. That's what makes it relatable. You've been in moments where you had to make a quick choice, where no one was watching, where it felt like it didn't matter. But it always matters, because if you make one decision under pressure without thinking it through, then that one moment can define everything that comes after.